Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where I didn't notice these guys before. Cool. Pontus is of course a thing as well. But for right now, what we're mostly concerned about is working on getting our research ratio back up to scratch. Or not really back up to scratch, but up to scratch at all. It was never really up to scratch. And that's certainly something that I want to work on, and we can't really finish off this mission tree at this point because we need the Grand Theater over here. Hang on. We can finish this mission tree. This disappears when they rebel. Now, that's going to be a while. We would lose a free province investment and some pop assimilation speed. By bypassing that via a rebellion. I don't know if that's really super useful. We'll think about it. For now, I'm going to stick with our plan of building additional libraries and academies. Oh boy, okay. A terrifying thunderclap over the skies of our capital last night heralded a terrifying, awe-inspiring sight. The very fabric of creation seemed rent asunder by flame and smoke as if by the god of sky himself. People cowered in their homes, seeking to avoid the certainty of the imminent wrath of the divine. Almost as soon as this manifestation had appeared, however, it crept away over the horizon, seeming to settle in the territory of our neighbor, Cappadocia. In haste, the resident expert in matters of faith was summoned to explain this mystery. According to Ashusha, this event can only have been a message sent by the god of the sky, intended to legitimize our position as a chosen people. Ashusha insists that the god of the sky must have made a minor miscalculation when he sent this message into the lands of our Cappadocian neighbors, and that we must do all in our power to possess the settlement of Anissa, where the divine communique must have landed. Okay. So we need to own Anissa now in Cappadocia. Well, they're currently being invaded here, I think. What's this war? They're at war with Pontus. Indeed. So we're going to have to fight Pontus at some point for that. For right now, I want to check things like our desired ratio. Where do we actually see our desired ratio here? I know it's here somewhere. If you pop info. Yes. So the optimal ratio right now of nobles here is 22. Okay. So I would kind of like to put in an additional plus 30 to plus 35. I'd like to put in an additional academy here for the time being. We'll go ahead and do that and raise that desired ratio from 22 to something else. The academy is looking like it's plus 5%, so that's probably going to take it from 22 to 27, I think? We'll see. I've always found the way that the cities in Imperator work to be a little bit mystifying. Like, there are things in it that, at least to my sensibilities, coming from like Europa, Stellaris, Victoria, that don't make a huge amount of sense, like aqueducts. It gives 4 population cap, but you need 10 buildings, or 10 pop, to actually utilize that population cap. Most of the time, I think that the aqueducts are not worthwhile. Now you can see we're currently over our population cap, but we're still growing. It's slowed by our overpopulation, but we're still growing. So I don't know, things like the aqueducts are a little strange to me. Imperator has always had this since they reworked the way that the cities work. It's always been... I never quite got the hang of it, right? I never quite figured out how I want these cities to be built. It just feels a little overcomplicated, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Regardless, in the midst of a fallow season, Kirkis Arantid, one of our most esteemed governors, held a vast and lavish party in his summer palace at Ariza. Even his most loyal subordinates were shocked by this display of contempt for the plight of the common man, and have written directly to us, demanding that some manner of justice is served. That it's the some manner of justice, but whatever. That's a minor thing. We could demand a payment to the territory, demand his resignation. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to demand his resignation. Perfect. So we need a new governor over here, and we're going to put in this guy as the most qualified. Perfect. And we're also going to tell him, work on religious conversion. That religion over there is not great. Okay, sounds good. Other things that we need here, I would like to actually take a look at our administration, I think. Provinces. Sort by religious unity. Yes, this is what I want to see. So these guys are going to rebel fairly soon. I don't think it's worth it to swap the governor policy here. Here, however, we're going to switch to religious conversion. You can see that our religious unity is bad in a lot of these locations, and we do want to work on that. So we're going to switch a lot of this on over to religious conversion. So all of these over here, we're going to run out of political power pretty soon. That's okay. We can not do one more. Okay. So that's a lot of them switched over. This does not need to be at religious conversion. And we'll switch that back here in a couple months. The fate of the kingdom and that of the Arantid family is and always will be intertwined. It is therefore a matter of great urgency. There are currently not enough Arantid persons of quality ready to shoulder the responsibilities of the state. Recognizing our plight, 2 of our loyal clients have offered to fill the place that currently cannot be filled by anyone of the right birth. Okay, these are probably fine. Sure. Yes, he can be an Arantid. Excellent. So we definitely want to change this off of religious, and I want to see, where is this colony actually, or not colony, this province at? Go to location. There we go. So is this one down over here? Cool. So what do we have going on here? Nothing. What do we produce? We produce horses, we produce honey, and we produce livestock. The taxes aren't great. The food's mediocre. The research is also mediocre. So what do we want this to actually become? Encouraging trades? That's just our tax income. We could go to civilization effort. Maybe. But we're already at the cap there. We could just go to local autonomy. And honestly, I feel like that's probably the best thing to go for. We'll go for local autonomy. We don't lose much, and they're already fully Armenian and fully Zoroastrian, so no concerns there. Now, this province will rebel in a while. That's to be expected. I want to check in on our conversion progress here. That's a while yet. Okay. Interesting. We definitely need to work on religion. There's no doubt about that. That is absolutely something that we need to do. Is there... I'm wondering if we could potentially... State religion happiness. What are our other benefits here? So, state religion happiness and population happiness. I'm looking for, like, conversion rate. Research points. Research points? Research points. Of course we're going to take research points. Yeah, that's good. It wasn't what I was looking for, but it'll do. The national population growth is really good too, so we're happy about that. There's a grand festival queued here. Okay, cool. So integrated culture happiness, plus 5%. Excellent. We're at 158 gold right now, and if we look at our current research ratio, we get an efficiency of 53. So if we look at our capital right now, and look at our current desired ratio here. Okay, so we're at 24. Gotcha. So I think for right now, let's go into our macro builder, and let's sort by research points. Yes. This would also, building these would also give us pop conversion speed. So that's not the worst thing. We'll build it here to help out that conversion speed. This would also reduce the pop conversion speed in some of these locations, which isn't necessarily great. that is also something that we'll need to balance. So we'll just get a couple of these libraries built, and this will help out our research ratio to some degree. We're going to get ourselves some advances soon, and of course, we want to work our way in the oratory tree, I think it was. There's a civic tree? No, it was the oratory tree. It had to be. Yeah, global economic integration. That's what we wanted. Okay, so the bitter civil war in Atropatene had... Atropatene? Probably Atropatene. Probably. Has finally come to an end, with the loyal forces of Histopses I Atropatids utterly crushing the rebel armies, led by Ardashir Arid, and apparently I'm throwing my phone on the ground, perfect, and his scheming cohorts. We are reliably informed that the turning point of the war was during the siege of Mola, when the rebel forces attempted to rout the loyalist army, but were outmaneuvered by the superb tactics of Histopses I Atropatids. These names are awkward. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to fluctuate so much on the pronunciation, it's going to be bad. The outcome of this war is largely irrelevant to us, as we do not consider Atropatene as either a friend or enemy. Nevertheless, we ought to be careful now that their nation is on track to recovery. Indeed, I want to take a look. This war is still ongoing. We'll see at what Pontus actually ends up taking over there. I'm kind of hoping that the Seleucid Empire has a bit of a collapse soon. But there's our oratory advances. That's great. As we know, we're working our way down towards gradual economic integration. It's going to take some time to get there. Do we want triumphal coins, or do we want equal integration? I feel like the equal integration is better for right now. So we'll go down that tree, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4 additional innovations. May of 511. June of 511. Yeah, we definitely need to improve our research ratio. There's no doubt about that. That is a thing that is certainly going to continue as we continue to get ourselves libraries and such. I also want to continue to check in on our provinces here, sort by this religious unity. This one over here, of course, we didn't change over, and this is only at 15%. They're going to rebel eventually. We'll go ahead and switch them to religious conversion. These guys are going to rebel eventually as well. Honestly, anyone who's not at 100% on the religion, I feel like should be on religious conversion. That's kind of our goal right now. So we're going to work our way through that. That'll be okay. We are currently looking at the Seleucid Empire. Perfect. I want to clean this up, of course, and fight these guys eventually. I mean, we could definitely declare on them. The wealthier residents of Tigranakert have sent a formal petition on behalf of the entire province, complaining about the harsh ways of their governor, Zara Polypershid. It seems that his taxation policy is causing quite a furor amongst landowners, who are having to work their slaves to the bone in order to meet tax quotas. It is certainly unusual for our subjects to complain in such a manner. Perhaps we ought to consider their arguments carefully. We could gain a tyranny and fire him as governor, and that is what we're going to do. He's at max on the corruption, so that'll be fine. We're going to need to put someone into Albania, and actually, he is the most qualified. We could put him right back in. I feel like we shouldn't. We're going to put this guy in, but I'm not super happy about it. Okay. So, these over here, we're waiting for this one to rebel for sure. This one's rebellion would happen eventually. And we should change this over. It's currently on local autonomy. That will increase the speed at which it rebels. To be clear, that will absolutely increase the speed at which it rebels. But we're going to need to have this be worked on for a while. I also want to work on getting a few more cities rather than settlements in these capitals. Cappadocia is offering us an alliance. Now, this is interesting. I feel like we don't get there in time. We could try. Now they're going to call to arms us. We should immediately raise our primary levy and start walking. But it's going to take a long time to get here. So we'll get heading over. And this war may well be over by the time we get there. We'll see. So this is Cappadocia here. They're moving in to attack this force. They're going to lose this. Like, they're definitely going to lose this. That was very obvious. And I feel like their war is going to be over. They've not called us in. And we don't have an option to request to join their war. Interesting. I don't know why they've not called us in. But we're on our way over very, very slowly. Incredibly slowly. In the meantime, let's go ahead and look at building additional academies here. And let's sort by local noble desired ratio. Or actually, local noble happiness, maybe? At the bottom. Like this. There we go. We'll go ahead and get that going. We're currently at 49.23% right now. It has improved, but it needs to continue to improve. So this war is now over. They never called us in. Sad. Very sad indeed. However, I wouldn't be opposed to attacking Pontus at some point soon-ish. I feel like that wouldn't be a terrible idea. How much does it cost for a CB? 20. That feels fairly doable. Now we could also attack Iberia. See about getting that fully under our control. Our royal tutor died, and we definitely want to put a new one in. This guy's the most qualified. He is the guy that we fired from the province. That's okay. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking about attacking. Iberia might not be a terrible concept to get this cleaned up. And then clean up, like, some of this over here. Well, all this here is Colchis. Okay. Yeah, it's an option. It is certainly an option. Acute event there increased our stability. Cool. We'll go ahead and fabricate on them. I do want to get some expansion up over this way. And we'll fabricate on Caucasian Iberia. There we go. So that fabrication will take a little while. It's going up by 5% a month. That's fine. We're gaining 106 manpower a month. Just fine there as well. And we can get ourselves some additional libraries. Sort by research points. And we'll build in the libraries in our capital for right now. Beautiful. So we're getting almost 10 research from pops per month right now. And that's going to continue to go up. Not bad. Not bad at all. We are maxed out on our buildings here. We could drop our fort. Might not be a terrible concept. I want to check in on our progress over here. Okay. So this is now April of 510. That has improved by a pretty dramatic amount, actually. Beautiful. So we need to get to Civic level 4 to build roads, and that's a pretty big deal for us. Before we get too aggressive, we're going to want those roads. The logistics of getting around is complicated right now, shall we say. I do want to attack Pontus as well, and at least take this section of Cappadocia from them. Do we have a CB on that? No, we don't. Okay, good to know. Hello, pause menu. So that's fine. I mean, we're going to finish up our claim up here eventually, and we'll go ahead and take over Iberia. I'm planning on fully annexing Iberia. And then we'll have borders over here, and we can fight Pontus, like, all along this front, anywhere we want. Pontus is considered a regional power. compared to us being a major power, so that'll be fine. This governor can cover the costs. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he's not going to be at all upset about that. Pop cap and global monthly food modifier coming up, and a free innovation. So that is perfect. It keeps saying a free innovation without having to spend gold. It keeps saying that. Am I missing something on being able to spend gold on this? Maybe. Maybe. At any rate, we need to work down this direction. We'll grab equal integration for now. Yeah, we lack the innovation here. We get an innovation from getting the advances, right? So that's the thing. Oh, wow, our efficiency is now up to 61%. That has come up dramatically. That's very good. Very good indeed. Yeah, I'll have to check the wiki on that wording. It's just the tooltips are worded slightly strangely, but I'll look into it. We'll see. Or I'll forget. One or the other. That tends to be what happens sometimes, but we'll see. We will see. We are going to eventually want to get a Royal Guard. But not, I think, right now. I think right now we're okay with our levies being the way they are. I do want to go back into the macro builder here and get ourselves a library here. I don't think libraries in any of these other locations are worthwhile at the moment. And there are barbarians over here being jerks. 100 gold and costing us 9.43 per month. Yikes. Okay, we'll raise up our levies and we'll go chase them down. They're a ways away, but we'll head over. Yeah, civilization value there. They didn't take any pops, and that's actually the more important thing. I'm not too concerned about the civilization level. It's more the pops. So that'll be fine. And as we finish up... Oh, down to 43% now. That's fluctuating quite rapidly, or quite wildly even. That research efficiency. But we do need to continue to bring that research efficiency up. There's no doubt about it. 41% now. Interesting. We're getting no research from pops from our capital here. I'm not sure why we're not getting research from our capital. Maybe once the month tick comes in? I don't know. Maybe this is a bug. We're also getting no tax income. Minus 5.88 research. What? I feel like that's not how that works. Okay, we can put down our levies. Oh, is it because we raised the levy? It's because we raised the levy. Right. Weird thing about that, though. I understand the citizens joining the levy since they do provide manpower. I assumed that the nobles would not join the levy. But I guess they would. Okay, cool. Well, we are doing much better now, and yeah, 56%. So I understand that. That's fine. No problem there. Library finishes up here. And let's check in on any other libraries. Kind of in Dubios. Maybe we'd be better off putting in an academy in Dubios. We'll go ahead and do that. Our chancellor died. So we will put in a new one. This guy's the most qualified. And that will be fine. Hello, pause menu. Excellent. Our researcher died too. That is our religious researcher, and this guy is the most qualified. Okay. Sounds good. We are getting our religious advance now, and of course we're going to continue working down towards gradual economic integration. There we go. Fantastic. And with that, it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue bringing up our research ratio a bit. We can bring it up like over double, so that's definitely something that we want to work on. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.